Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising. In Cancer, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for the week of March 23rd to the 29th. This week we have the Dance with Life Oracle card. We've got the Knight of Cups, the Magician, the Sun, the King of Cups, the Tower and the Star. We've got some really strong energies here, Cancer. I mean, we've got 4 out of 6 major arcana. And, you know, we have the most positive card in the tarot deck, the Sun, and we have the Tower, the biggest card of change and, you know, bringing down illusions or, you know, shattering things in your life that are no longer aligned with you. This is actually the 5th reading that I'm doing for next week, and we've had the Tower in 3 of them, and I just think it's a reflection of what's going on in the world at the moment. Whatever is going on externally is always replicated internally and vice versa. You know, we are creating the reality of the world we live in. But it's great to see the Star there, which actually follows the Tower in the tarot deck. You know, I think that you're in healing mode and things are really turning around, and now you're really starting to get back into the rhythm, get back into the natural flow with the universe and being able to respond to that and use that to actually become the creator of your own reality. So before we go to the tarot, let's read out the oracle card, Dance with Life. I really love this one. It's probably my favorite out of this oracle deck. Do something to change your energy. Life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe is a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat which governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy, frequency and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. When we dance unrestrained, our spirit takes over, and with each new bop, sway and kick, we are rocked back into harmony with the rest of life. Get unstuck by doing something that shifts your vibration. Put on some music, dance unrestrained, and fall into the frequency of life. In doing so, your body will begin to learn to be moved by your intuition, which is connected to the systemic beat. So guys, in that description for me, you know, the dancing is just a metaphor for keeping that energy flowing, whether that's actually physically in your body where you're feeling contraction, because we feel contraction when we're in situations that we're responding to intuitively that don't align with us, that make us feel, don't make us feel good in a certain way. So we can use physical movement or body work or energy healing or massage or walks in nature to move that. But sometimes we need to do other things to move our energy, as in change our external environment and situations as well. And when we don't do that, that's when we become stuck. That's when we become stagnant. And often, guys, when we haven't responded and we haven't continually moved our energy, cleared the blocks, taken the action we needed to take, heeded the little signs from the universe, things escalate, and that's often when we become, a tower moment comes in. I heard this really good analogy the other day. Like, first of all, the universe, tickles us with a feather to get our, attention, the little signs. Maybe we need to get out of that relationship, into that job, remove ourselves from that toxic situation or friendship. And if we don't sort of, we don't really take notice of that, then we get, we get sort of the Mack truck that kind of comes in and plows through, and that's kind of like the tower. It sort of escalates in that way. We get the tickle with the feather, maybe a bit more of a stronger divine nudge or push, and if we ignore all of them, that's when we get the Mack truck or the tower coming in, because the tower is the universe's way of saying, hey, you weren't going to get yourself unstuck and back into the flow of life and release yourself from whatever is keeping you from being on your life path. Therefore, I'm going to do it for you. That is the tower for me. And it can feel like a very powerful force, the tower energy, but it is that blessing in disguise. It comes in to release you from a situation, to create, great change. It can be sudden change. It can be drastic change in order to get you back onto the life path that you're truly meant to be on. That's why it's a silver lining. But it can feel chaotic at the time. It can feel traumatic. So it can be a big revelation, coming out, seeing a truth in a relationship, maybe finding out someone's cheating, finding out someone wasn't being honest with you with finances, all these kinds of things. It can be the loss of a job. It's the shattering of an illusion. Maybe, you know, you've been seeing a situation through rose-tinted glasses. It's literally taking those off. So as a general reading, guys, you'll know what it is for you, but we have the Tower here in your recent past, and it's come in to bring something down that was built on an unsteady foundation so that you can let that Tower fall and recreate something that's more aligned for you in that place. It comes in to clear the slate. And we need to let the Tower fall and not rebuild it. When we rebuild it, we often find ourselves cycling around 1 month, 6 months, 12 months down the track, and we're in the same situation. And yeah, that's because it needs to come down. We can't rebuild it from the same place. So if you do want to salvage something in this situation, you need to create something new that can look like, if it's a relationship situation, getting counseling, really working through it, and leaving behind the stories of the past, the scripts that you might be running, and you know, doing the constant work to overcome it and rebuild something new with that person. In the workplace, it could look like, you know, going and finding a new job, changing teams, changing roles within the same organization, that kind of thing. But it says whatever the situation is that's crumbling down was no longer a fit. I mean, we've got that round crown perched on a square tower, and it, you know, because it didn't fit, it didn't take much for the universe to come in and knock it off. So I think some of you have been through this already. Some of you might be on the threshold of it now. But what I do love is that we have the star energy here, and the star is the card that actually follows on in the major arcana from the Tower, and it is the calm after the storm. So, I mean, it says to me that for most of you, the Tower is in the past, and you're now in that healing process. The star comes in to help you as an energy. It's about healing, restoring, renewal, rebalancing those emotions, you know, those emotional waters of life. And, you know, you might be feeling quite vulnerable at this time. I mean, this person's naked and they have purged, they have released, they have shed a skin. That's what I see here with the star. But this is now about you with a clear slate, moving forward and, you know, becoming the creator of your own reality. We have the Magician in the reading. It's time for you to manifest a new beginning and get back into that flow with the universe. And, you know, working with the universe means that we are responding to the divine signs, the messages, the energies, rather than, you know, ignoring them and becoming stuck and getting into Tower moments. Now with the star, you know, it's about coming into energetic balance, but we have this guidance here. I mean, this is divine intervention right here, guys, and you're now being led somewhere else. You know, you're being asked to make new wishes on this bright star to lead you into a new chapter. And we're going from the star to the sun in this reading, guys. So, you know, the divine is truly with you. This is absolutely divinely meant to be, whatever this release, this huge release was. So I love that combination that it came out together. It's the kind of perfect storm and then the calm afterwards. So, I mean, now it's all about you, you know, becoming emotionally stable after that situation. I mean, the King of Cups, you know, no doubt Cancer is your energy in this reading. This is you feeling like, you know, a lot more grounded after releasing this Tower energy or going through it. And I think it's been a process to get here. But after that healing process and that rebalancing, I feel like you're going to emerge as the King of Cups, or be able to evoke his energy. I mean, he can sit there on those tumultuous waters of life when things get rocky, when arguments explode, when things get stressful at work, whatever it is. He sits there grounded on that concrete slab, calm, compassionate, empathetic, in his emotional center. He's the key, you know, the king of emotional intelligence. He knows how to, you know, rule his emotional world. He doesn't let his emotions rule him. And from that perspective, from that place, he can make like the true strategic decisions that he needs to make to move his life forward for the better, to get back into that dance of life. He's continuously managing those emotions to, you know, shift up his vibration. And the Magician, guys, is an awakening to the fact that you are your own magic man or woman. You are your own master creator. Whereas, you know, maybe before when you were in this Tower situation, it was more like life was happening to you. Now it's a awakening to the fact that, you know, you make life happen and you create your own experience. With the Magician, there's that saying, as above, so below. And what that really means is that your external reality is going to be, you know, a match of your internal realm. So if you're feeling, tumultuous and chaotic on the inside, that's generally the kind of experiences that you start magnetizing towards you in the external realm. So, by coming into this, your own energy, your grounded King of Cups energy, calm, stable, emotionally mature, centered, you are going to start reflecting that back to you in your external reality and the people that you meet, the relationships you might form in the near future, the way you interact with your colleagues and your boss, manager, mentor at work. And that starts shifting your reality. And it really starts, unlocking your infinite potential. That's why the Magician has that infinity sign there. So, it's awakening to the fact you have all the tools at your disposal to use at your discretion to now get manifesting the next chapter in your life. He's in a powerful stance. He's using that wand to really, really create now. So definitely a good time to manifest. And then in the near future, guys, look at this. The Sun and the Knight of Cups. So the Sun is truly coming out for you after this Tower moment. Again, we've got 3 strong elements of divinity in this reading. The baby in the Sun card looks so, innocent and everything, but he or she symbolizes rebirth, being reborn after a hard time, after a time that you've literally had to break through brick walls to overcome challenges. And now it's about moving into a new chapter, one of positivity, because the Sun is the most, positive card in the tarot deck. It talks about manifestations as well with those sunflowers in the card. So, it truly is a very big divine blessing when you see the Sun in a reading. And, I think it's got something to do with this Knight of Cups. I mean, somebody is potentially coming in for you with an emotional offer, Cancer. And, this is a general reading, but it can be love with the Knight of Cups. Somebody who is very charismatic, very magnetic, very sexually and chemically attracted to you. It can be an apology as well. It can be an emotional or an offer of something that's going to fulfill you on an emotional feelings level. So we could say that could be something coming in the workplace as well, an offer, a way to work or a project to work on that is fulfilling as well. But yeah, I am feeling more the kind of love, the fulfillment, that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be in romantic love, it can be in self-love. But either way, you're moving into a much more positive chapter, one where you're ready to receive universal gifts again underneath that Sun energy that's shining down so brightly on you. And you're being guided. The Tower, stepping in to remove the obstacles that no longer align. The Star, healing you, providing that guidance, that path forward, asking you, inviting you to manifest, to make wishes, and then that Sun coming out and saying, just follow me, I am going to guide you, and it's, all positive from here on in. So Cancer, it's a beautiful reading. Don't fear the Tower, it's here for your greatest good. Do keep in mind it's a general reading, so not everyone will be going through Tower moments or have just gone through a Tower moment. Feel free to leave me a comment. I always love to know how it's resonating in your daily life and how it's playing out, and I'll see you back here next week for another reading.